Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're going to break down the ultimate comparison between the Disney Value Resorts and the Universal Orlando Value Resorts. And this is such a popular topic, and really anytime you start to break down and look at, what is the best hotel for your family, you're really going to want to take a look at the amenities. You're going to start comparing, right? So that's why videos like this can be really, really helpful. So if you are in the process of planning a Disney or Universal trip, if you're unsure which one you're going with, just be sure to stick around till the end of this video, as we're going to help you look at all the different moving parts at each of the value resorts over at Disney and Universal. I'm really excited, so let's go get started. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, we are about to break down the ultimate comparison between the Disney Value Resorts and the Universal Orlando Value Resorts. And this comparison has really been kind of picking up steam over the past couple years, with the main reason being that Universal does have the two newest value resorts, with Universal's Endless Summer Dockside and Universal's Endless Summer Surfside. And then also over at Disney recently upgraded the transportation options over at the Pop Century and the Art of Animation, which we will talk about in a little bit. So there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of, things going on within the parks. But let's start with the basics. Let's start with the brief little overview over at Disney. These are the Disney Value Resorts that you should be considering for your next Disney vacation. And we're going to start with the Disney All-Star Resorts. Now, this is comprised of three separate resorts. We have All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, and All-Star Sports. Now, these themed resorts celebrate the worlds of movies, music, and sports, just like it probably sounds, respectively. So each resort features larger-than-life icon, theme pools, and colorful decor. Now, jumping over to Disney's Pop Century Resort, this resort pays homage to the pop culture and trends of the 20th century. It is divided into theme sections representing different decades, showcasing iconic toys, fads, and technology. And same thing, this resort has a very vibrant atmosphere and really, really fun vibes. Going over to the newest Disney Value Resort, and that is Disney's Art of Animation Resort. Inspired by Disney and Pixar, this resort immerses guests in a larger-than-life character experience, and the resort features theme sections dedicated to films like The Little Mermaid, Finding Nemo, Cars, and The Lion King. Okay, so jumping over to Universal Orlando, and here are the basics. And just if you guys have been watching our videos, we're sticking with just the value resorts. So Universal's tiers, they actually have value resorts and then prime value resorts. We're doing just, this video is value versus value. So really, we only have Universal's Endless Summer Surfside and then Endless Summer Dockside, starting with Surfside Inn and Suites. Surfside Inn and Suites captures the laid-back beach vibe with a surf-themed atmosphere. The resort offers standard and spacious two-bedroom suites, making it suitable for families and larger groups. And then over at essentially Dockside, they're essentially the same theming between both of them. Dockside Inn showcases a coastal retreat ambiance. They're the same theming, really, in my opinion. The biggest difference is that Surfside is the smaller resort. Okay, so now that we got the basics out of the way, we are jumping into probably the most important thing, right? If you are looking for a value resort, and that is going to be price and affordability. So we're going to start with the Disney Value Resorts, and the price ranges for Disney Value Resorts range from starting at $128 up to $392. Now, it's important for me to note that the higher price rooms are going to typically be over at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, as this is the newest value resort. It's also really, really important for me to note that even though Disney markets this as starting at $128, in my honest opinion, in my experience helping our clients, you're most likely looking at $175 to $200 on average to book the Disney Value Resorts. That's realistically where you're going to be paying. And you'll see that's important because once we get over to Universal, I'll give you where I really think on average you can book those hotels, and you'll see it is going to be a little bit of a difference. And then also very, very important, over at the Disney Value Resorts, specifically over at Disney's Art of Animation, they have family suites. So the family suites at Art of Animation will range from $530 per night to $730 per night, depending on the time of year that you plan to visit. Now, the other really, really important thing to keep in mind when comparing prices is that Disney really is a stickler for, their rooms will only accommodate 4 guests. They will not allow us to book more than 4 guests into specific rooms. So that's where, the suite prices, it seems like, hey, that's a really, really, expensive price for a value family suite, but they can fit up to 6 people. So that's kind of where Disney gets you, is because, if you have a family of 5, and I come from a family of 5, right? So I know it's an odd number, you'll have to book 2 rooms, or you have to find rooms that accommodate 5 guests. And again, you'll see it's not as easy as over at Universal. So with that being said, that's why the starting at $530 seems like a lot, but for a lot of families, it is a better option than booking 2 individual rooms. Okay, so then moving over to the prices over at Universal Orlando. And again, this is going to be for both of the Universal Endless Summer Resorts. And the prices typically range from starting at $96 per night all the way up to $278 per night. And again, Universal really, really markets this as, where else can you find an official theme park resort starting at under $100 per night? And I have to give them credit. I have personally definitely booked rooms at the Endless Summer Resort for under $100 per night. And I do think that on average, you most likely are going to be looking at $125, up to like $170, $175, depending on, the time of year that you plan to visit. So as you could see, again, in my opinion, I think most guests will definitely book the Universal Value Resorts for a cheaper price than the Disney Value Resorts. And then the other really, really important thing, and where I think Universal definitely has the edge, is that Endless Summer does have 2-bedroom suites. Now, again, these rooms can sleep up to 6 guests, and the starting price for these rooms are going to be around $144 per night. And in my opinion, just from me personally booking rooms at this hotel, and of course booking so many of our clients at this point at the Universal Endless Summer Resorts, you're most likely looking at between $200 a night to $225 a night for those suites. So Universal really, really has the edge when it comes to the suites. Now, we're going to talk about rooms in a little bit, and I could already tell this is going to be a long video, but there's a lot of information to get into this video. The important thing to keep in mind about both of these suites is that, especially when they are labeled as 2-bedroom suites over at Universal, they're not it's not the true sense of a 2-bedroom suite. And what I mean by that is it's not like a living area and then one door into one bedroom, one door into another bedroom. Essentially, the way it is it's a living area with a bedroom combined, and then one door into a separate bedroom. So that's important and for a lot of families. And a lot of times what will happen is families can go and they could shop on the Park Prodigy website and they can book, their vacation package right from the website. And just the way that Universal markets the 2-bedroom is, it can be misleading. So I want to make sure that we are upfront about that, and that you do understand that they're great options to fit, groups of 5 and 6, and with that being said, from a privacy standpoint, you do have to keep that in mind that the little kitchenette area is really in the middle of your second bedroom. Okay, so now we are jumping over into the rooms over at the Value Resorts, and we're going to start with the rooms at the Disney Value Resorts, and we're starting with the standard rooms, which is going to be 1 king bed or 2 queen beds. And of course, you can request a preferred room, which is closer to the lobby, or a room with a view, such as the pool. The other important thing that I have picked up is that Disney does market this and it's labeled as 2 queen beds, but one of the beds is a Murphy bed, meaning that it is going to pull down from the wall. And I do know that that makes a big difference for a lot of guests out there, so just keep that in mind as you're booking these rooms. Okay, moving over to the family suites at the Disney Value Resort, specifically at the Art of Animation, you can get a Cars, Lion King, or Finding Nemo themed suite. And these family suites can sleep up to 6 guests, like I had noted, and they are 565 square feet. They come with 1 queen bed, 1 double-sized sleep sofa, and 1 double-sized table bed, essentially another Murphy bed. The other important thing to note is that there are 2 full bathrooms in the suites and a kitchenette, including a microwave, mini fridge, and coffee maker. Okay, so over to the Universal Value Resorts, and we're going to start with the standard rooms, and we have 2 queen beds, and they are traditional 2 queen beds. There's no Murphy beds in the Universal Value Resorts. They are 313 square feet. Sleeps 4, can get a pool view or a standard view. And then jumping over to the suites, as we discussed, again, I do love the 2-bedroom suites at Universal because I think they are a great value. They could fit up to 6 guests, 440 square feet, 1 room with 2 queen beds, and this is where that kitchenette area is, and then another room with a single queen bed. Okay, so we're going to jump over to something that is so very, very dear to my heart, and that is dining options. So the dining options between both the Disney Value Resorts and the Universal Orlando Value Resorts are going to be similar. It's mostly food courts at all of the hotels, right? So all value resorts over at Disney feature food courts that offer a different range of dining choices. Now, these food courts usually have different stations serving various cuisines such as American, Italian, Asian, and so much more. So guests can choose from a selection of, essentially they'll have, from Italian, they'll have pizza, chicken parmesan, chicken fingers, hamburgers, of course, fries. Then you'll have sandwiches, hot sandwiches, salads. and a ton of different desserts, essentially scattered throughout the entire little dining court area. So essentially, all the good foods that we love, they will be located in the dining court, in the food courts at the Disney Value Resorts. Now, they also have the poolside bars. So some Value Resorts have poolside bars where guests can enjoy refreshing drinks and a light snack while lounging by the pool. And then all of the Disney Value Resorts do have in-room pizza delivery service. Now, moving over to Universal's Endless Summer Resort, it's going to be very, very similar from a food court standpoint, right? Essentially, they're set up in a very similar fashion, where both of the Universal Value Resorts will have the food courts, and then there's also a poolside bar and in-room pizza delivery service. However, this is where I think Universal definitely has the edge when it comes to the dining at this point in time, where each Endless Summer Resort does have a Starbucks location in the lobby. So if you are a Starbucks fan, this is a great additional little perk that comes from staying at a Value Resort at Universal. Moving over to the pool and recreation facilities. So all Disney Value Resorts will have different pools and recreation offerings. Now, the standard Value Resorts typically have 2 pools just because of how big these hotels can be. So they typically will have splash pads and interactive water elements as well for the little ones to hang out and have fun. And then, of course, the resorts will also have an arcade, and they do host outdoor movie screenings at night to keep everyone occupied, especially, if you're having those pool days back at the resort. Okay, so moving over to Universal, and this is very, very similar. So the pool at Endless Summer Dockside Resort, we're going to have 2 pools and a splash pad. Over at Surfside, we do only have 1 pool and no splash pad, again, just because this resort is a lot smaller than Dockside Inn. There's not as much amenities going on at the Universal resorts from let's say a movie standpoint. Okay, so keeping the list going, and we are moving over to transportation. And again, this is another big topic for a lot of families, especially when you're traveling with young kids and you have strollers and all that good stuff, right? So we are going to start with the Disney Value Resorts, and all Disney Value Resorts do have complimentary bus transportation to the parks. But again, in our opinion, the biggest perks comes from staying over at Pop Century and the Art of Animation Resort, which now has the Disney Skyliner access, and the Skyliner will take you to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And also, I personally love to go and I'll hop around and I'll go and eat at some of the other Disney hotels while I'm on vacation. And it's important to note that the Disney Skyliner is connected to the Disney Riviera Resort and the Disney Caribbean Beach Resort. So Topolino's over at the Disney Riviera Resort is a super, super popular restaurant. So if you have reservations over there, it's nice to know that you can just hop on the Skyliner and get over there. Now, with that being said, the one caveat I do have about the Disney Skyliner is that it is convenient to hop over to the parks in the morning. However, at night, it can be a disaster. And I'd say disaster, I guess I say that lightly, but you could be a significant wait. It could take you at least 45 minutes to an hour. In some situations around the holidays, could take you a little bit longer than that. Of course, though, with that being said, if you stayed over, if you go on the Magic Kingdom, it could be the same thing trying to leave Magic Kingdom at night when you're hopping on the monorail. But of course, we just wanted to note that. All right, and then moving over to Universal Orlando Resort. So it is important to, again, note little tips and tricks is that the Universal Endless Summer Resorts are the only resorts that aren't actually, quote unquote, connected to the main Universal campus. They're slightly off campus, but of course, with that being said, there is continuous transportation, free transportation to the parks. Buses essentially running every 15 minutes, and it is a 5 to 7 minute bus ride over to the parks. It is not a big deal at all for any guest that might be, a little hesitant because of that. And then again, of course, we're just going to run through some quick proximities to the parks over at the Disney Value Resorts. You're going to be about a 15 to 18 minute bus ride over to the Magic Kingdom Park. You're about a 15-minute bus ride over to Animal Kingdom. It's going to take you about 18 minutes over to Epcot and about 15 minutes over to Hollywood Studios. And like we said, over to the Universal Value Resorts, it's about a 5 to 7 minute bus ride over to the parks. Okay, so we just went through everything. You might be wondering, so Mike, what is the best value resort for my next family vacation? And if I'm going to go just based on price, which again, I think this is for a lot of families, if you're looking at value resorts, price is such an important part of the way you're planning your trip, right? If I'm going just on price, I'm going to always go with Universal Orlando. And just because I truly believe that they are the closest to their starting prices. I believe that when they say, starting at under $100, you have the best chance of actually getting that hotel under $100, or you have the best chance of getting it as close to, their starting point as possible. Right now, and I don't see it changing anytime soon, I believe that Universal Orlando has the cheaper value resorts. Now, of course, with that being said, Every family is different, and that's why, we're going through so many different comparisons within this video, because every family has different goals and, the wants for their family vacation. So you might say, hey, you want to know what? We really love the theming of the Pop Century. Everything about that hotel seems really, really cool. My kids love Pixar. Like, we have to stay at Art of Animation Resort, right? So that's why, you have different things that are important to you, or the Disney Skyliner, having that ease of transportation over to the Epcot in the morning. So you have to really break down what is most important to you. And I really, really hope that everything we just discussed allows you to kind of go through all of the important things when booking hotels and say, like, yes, this is important to us. No, not really worried about this. And you can make that decision for yourself. And of course, if you do need a little additional help, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. We have a bunch of other free vacation planning tools. We have a bunch of discounted vacation packages at both Disney and Universal Orlando. Essentially everything you need to be as prepared as possible for your next Orlando vacation. I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.